know that the slated Supreme Court hearing on SEBI continuing its investigation into Adani, perhaps also filing its final report. A status report was already filed on Friday. Whether something substantial will come out of that or not, but Adani and the Hindenburg saga continues. So all focus, of course, will be on Adani stocks, as many as 10 stocks of Adani listed companies.
That's right, Shweta. And this morning, in fact, Adani stocks, all Adani stocks, Adani Enterprises, Adani Power, Adani Ports, all in the green, ranging from about 0.6-0.7% up to about 2.5% up.
Okay.
So I think it seems that the market has now realized, with the reports that came out of SEBI's, interim investigation report filed on Friday, that there perhaps isn't much substance now to alluring to any wrongdoing when it comes to the Adani-Hindenburg saga. So it seems that SEBI is unlikely to press, very hard charges.
Okay.
But again, until that report is filed and until, I'm telling you how the market seems to be reading it. So until that report is filed and until, we know for a fact what that report states,
it'd be premature.
It's going to be a little premature. But there's a Reuters source-based story that was, that was in the papers this morning, and that has an interesting take, and that is saying that some sources within SEBI have confirmed to Reuters that there could be perhaps up to 2 charges of wrongdoing when it comes to financial irregularity, and more in terms of holding of stock through offshore entities in the Adani stable, in the Adani group stocks. But again, contradictory reports coming, as it has been reported in multiple papers using the same sources of Reuters, suggesting that there could perhaps
be a clean sheet as well.
There could be just a technical error or a technical wrongdoing when it comes to Adani's holding of stake using these offshore entity routes, and that could maybe result in a small monetary penalty and nothing more than that. Now, for a charge like this, apparently, again, the report states that the penalty could be perhaps not in excess of about 1 crore rupees. So that's pretty much pocket change for Reliance. Sorry, for Adani Group. But there are contradictory reports. The other one stating that it could also, if the charges are grave, if the charges are serious, it could also lead to perhaps delisting of a few Adani stocks. But I think it's all, it's a pendulum. It's going from one extreme to another. I think we'll have to be patient. We'll have to wait for that final report to be submitted and the Supreme Court's verdict on that report.
Investors are not jittery about what's going to come out
seem
at
like
all.
Investors
They are very
jittery.
confident.
In fact, they think they've got the right value, and Adani businesses have shared about what, $100 billion or something. I don't know what that figure is. It's a huge figure, but from its peak in Jan, Adani stocks have taken a massive beating, and even after the recovery, it's just at about 50-60% of what it was trading at last. So it seems that investors are still assuming that it's a fair price to pick up a stock like Adani Enterprises, Adani Ports, Adani Power, in anticipation of a positive news coming from the Supreme Court's end, and of course based on the investigation of SEBI.
All right, Chirag, how are you reading into what's going to come out of Supreme Court today? Investors continue to be, they continue to be confident. They believe that it may be a clean sheet. Mixed reports coming out at this point. We don't know what it's going to be. It would be a matter of conjecture to say anything right now. Of course, we'll have to wait and watch out for when the Supreme Court hears the matter, which is going to be in a couple of hours from now. But what's your pick right now?
So it is very premature to comment on anything today, because there could be a couple of scenarios, as you rightly mentioned, that there could be a minimal penalty, and there could be a chances that you are finding something and you end up finding something else, because when there is an investigation, you may end up finding something else than what you are being investigated for. So now we have to see that whether there is any substance on the Hindenburg report, that it is just an allegation or there is some criticism which has also involved in the allegation. So I think we have to look for the final hearing, and that is what the market is also expecting. I think market is expecting a fair hearing as of now.
Absolutely, it is going to be a fair hearing, no doubt on that. Supreme Court, of course, slated to hear, and decide on what SEBI comes out with today. But remember, since January 24th, huge pressure on Adani Group companies, huge pressure on Gautam Adani, and statements made by Gautam Adani and many of his companies, many of his representatives, trying to brush off those charges. Very serious allegations. Whether there's going to be a clean chit or not, it's been months now. I think some clarity needed. Almost start of the year and now almost towards the end of the year. It's been good 8-9 months.
Let's hope there is some final conclusion on this matter today, and it doesn't sort of continue hinging on for the rest of the year.
Absolutely. 10 months on, hopefully there'll be some end to the continued Adani-Hindenburg saga. We're going to bring more details hopefully at 4 o'clock this afternoon.